Everyone laughed when I said the museum's newest exhibit was fake. The original artist's notebook proved I was right. The room went silent the moment I said, "I don't think that's the real painting." Me, a 45-year-old art conservator, have spent more than 20 years restoring historical paintings for private collectors. Every now and then, local museums ask me to examine artwork before it's displayed. It's meticulous work. You spend hours studying brushstrokes, pigments, old repairs, and tiny details most visitors never notice. Last year, our city's art museum announced it had acquired what was supposedly a long-lost painting by a famous regional artist. The museum held a private preview before the public exhibition opened. Collectors, donors, board members, local reporters, everyone was excited. The painting was beautiful, but something felt off. The composition matched known photographs of the original. The signature looked convincing. Still, the surface didn't make sense. Several areas showed unusually smooth restoration varnish for a painting that was supposedly untouched for nearly a century. I quietly mentioned my concerns to the museum's curator. He asked what bothered me. I pointed out a few inconsistencies. The brushwork beneath the varnish looked hesitant in places where the artist was normally very confident. Some pigments also appeared brighter than I'd expect for a work of that age. Before I finished explaining, one of the museum's largest donors laughed. He'd been the person who arranged the acquisition. He said I was looking for problems where none existed. Several people chuckled. Honestly, I considered dropping it. Instead, I suggested one simple thing. Run an infrared scan before opening the exhibit. If I was wrong, I'd happily admit it. The museum agreed, mostly, I think, to prove me wrong. The real twist came a week later. The infrared images revealed an entirely different underdrawing beneath the visible painting. The original artist always sketched in a very recognizable style before applying paint. This underdrawing didn't match any authenticated work. While researchers investigated further, another discovery changed everything. A university archive had recently finished cataloging the notebooks of the artist's longtime assistant. One notebook contained detailed restoration notes and small sketches of nearly every major painting the artist completed. The museum's newly acquired painting wasn't there, but another version, with several subtle differences, was. When conservators compared the notebook sketches with the infrared images, they realized the visible painting had been copied from old photographs rather than from the artist's original working methods. The donor hadn't unknowingly purchased a forgery. Emails later showed he had ignored multiple expert opinions, questioning the painting's authenticity before donating it. He hoped a museum exhibition would dramatically increase its market value and credibility. Instead, the investigation exposed everything. The museum publicly withdrew the painting before the exhibit opened. Its authentication process was completely overhauled. Independent scientific analysis became mandatory for major acquisitions. Authorities also opened a fraud investigation into the transaction. Several months later, the museum invited me back, not to restore a painting, to help develop their new authentication procedures. The curator apologized for dismissing my concerns so quickly. I told him I understood. Everyone wanted the painting to be genuine. Sometimes, that's exactly what makes forgery so successful. People see what they hope is true, not what's actually there. I've learned something after decades of restoring art. A great forgery doesn't fool people because it's perfect. It fools them because nobody wants to be the first person to question it.